Hi friends, and welcome. On today's adventure, we're going to explore what you do with the other half of the day on a fall bear hunt. Now, if you're a frequent flyer, you've already seen what happened when I went up to Esnagami Lodge to do just such a hunt. It was exciting and very successful, and I was very thankful. But when you fall bear hunt, it's generally an evening hunt, and that leaves you the entire morning and the midday to do something else, and at the lodge that something else generally means, at least for me, chasing big pike. Now, Miss T and I were going to go out. We were going to chunk the big baits with our good friend Eric Lund, but also on this trip were Tom and Kim Dewey and their boys. They were headed up to the lodge for a short vacation before school started. They were going to do some walleye fishing. Certainly we'd catch some fish for lunch as well. But my primary target is the toothy critters that move into those weed beds to fatten up before the long, cold winter. Hey, I'm your host, Kyle Randall. This is my Wilderness Journal, and we're going to take a look at what to do on the other half of a bear hunt right now. We weren't an hour out of Sault Ste. Marie when I noticed that guy's following us. I don't know who it is, but he's following us, I'm sure of it. You know, a friend of mine will tell you, they're out there. Well, they're right back there. Despite some suspicious behavior, we all made it into Nakina safe and sound, and the very next morning, now the people that were following us in the truck were on our same plane. And 10 short minutes later, the Randalls and the Deweys were at Esnagami. And not long after we got off that float plane, we had our gear stowed, were in the boats, and headed out on the water. Tom, Kim, and the boys were going to go out in separate boats. They were going to fish for walleye for dinner. T, Eric, and I were going to go out and look for some of those aforementioned pike. But before we took off, I hung around a little bit just to make sure the Deweys were getting off on the right foot. And in fact, I saw most of them catching fish already.
Got something.
What do you got, Tommy?
I got a nice little fish.
In fact, I saw Tommy catch fish. And I saw Mitchie catch fish.
Daddy, I caught something.
You got one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mommy, I caught a fish.
I saw Brady catch fish. I even saw Kim catch fish. The only person I didn't see catch a fish was Tom. The group was doing fairly well, especially for first-timers, and I was fairly certain that sooner or later Tom would catch something too. Yeah, so we waved goodbye and good luck, motored off to a deep weed bed across the bay. It was finally time to go pike fishing. This is it. First stop, first day. Go ahead. Throw it out there. Catch a fish on the first cast. It's windy. The boat is bouncing.
Maybe the second cast?
No swimming. This is a non-swimming trip.
Oh.
While Tina was still trying to get her sea legs under her, back at the back of the boat,
That's a toothy critter, otherwise known as a pike. That looks like you wanted that one.
he ate all of it, didn't he?
It did. He's coming in rather calmly so far.
It's working just fine, Eric.
Yes, it is. Well, sometimes these pike, they just kind of swim with the boat and they look like, all right, I'm ready to get that. And then
They get wound up.
they come up and try to bite your hand off. He might be ready now. There we go.
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Okay.
And while all the attention was at the back of the boat, up front,
Whoa, there's a hit right there. Wow. Sideways truck. It's not a big fish, but he hit it like he wanted a whole bunch of it. Yeah.
ow, in the wind, in the waves.
It's the Esnagami wide glide. Look at there. What is that, Eric? That looks like that's a little bitty pike. It's got the same attitude you had. Where is your grandma? Get at it. Come here. Gonna have to do a little dental work.
Well, why don't you catch a grown-up one?
Yeah. There we go. He'll be grown up someday. That'll be Kyle Jr.'s trophy right there. That'll be his 40 in about 10 years. Find a big one.
It was choppy, it was windy, hard to stand, hard to control the boat, but hey, the fish were biting.
I got a hold of something, might have your fly in it.
That would be nice.
I don't know that it does, but it feels like it's big enough to be angry. It's not a huge fish, but it's a good fish. Oh! I think he was insulted when I said not a huge fish. Look at that. That's a pike. Well, maybe I can show him to you. Hey. Okay, he'd really rather be on this side of the boat for whatever reason. Oh, whoa. Maybe not. Not on that side of the boat either. What do you think? He's not that big a fish. No. He just got a lot of attitude.
He's got a lot of attitude. That's why you love these
Look
fish.
Look at that. 30, 32, not much more than that, but I don't see no laundry hanging out his mouth.
Well, no, that other one was much bigger.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I'll take him this size.
Yeah, nice fish.
What do you think, big boy? Huh? He's not just barely hooked. Maybe we can release him right there at the side of the boat. What do you think?
Oh, it's not that big.
Yeah, not as big as the one Eric lost.
Not as big as the ones you get, right? You reach your hand down there.
You get him on your nose and it really hurts. It's not, it really isn't that, it's a nice chunky fish, but it's not a big fish.
Nice fish, Kyle.
Thank you.
Well, that size, they're still fun to catch.
Oh, buddy. Look at that. That's a lot of fish, man.
Yeah, that is.
For his length, he's got plenty of girth. Hi. How you doing? No fly. See, friends, Eric just lost a really, really big fish. Broke his fly leader off. And, well, let's just say he's not quite over it yet. Look at that. That'll do till a good one comes by.
Yeah, nice fish.
You think? We'll put him back. He'll grow up a little bigger, a little meaner. We will keep looking for that fly. We won't quit you.
Well, I appreciate that.
We were going to keep looking for the fly that Eric lost. We were just going to do it in a different weed bed tomorrow. After 2 days of 90-degree temps and high winds, it was nice to be heading out on a cool morning.
Hey, you get a haircut?
Yeah.
Still, I did my best to warm things up just a little. And it wasn't just me.
What's that?
That's our special lure we're going to use today. Good deal. Big pike bait.
And with that decision made, well, after 2 days of 90-degree weather and 30-mile-an-hour winds, it's now near normal here.
Yeah.
That had been a bottle of aspirin, folks. Got beat up in the boat a little bit.
Is it ever near normal in the boat? Maybe the weather's near normal.
The weather is near normal. In this boat, there's nothing that's near normal.
No.
Pure poetry in motion, isn't it?
Yeah, the ballet begins.
That's all right as long as he catches fish.
Well, it was quiet around here.
Hear that delicate presentation?
You know, lay the fly down smoothly.
You don't suppose that had, spooked the trout in the hole, did I? Well, we're not fishing for trout, mister.
That is true.
This kind of fishing, the meek need not apply.
That is true. This is anything but the quiet approach. You want to get their attention and then finish the job.
Gotta lift weights preparation for fishing these. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not a big fish, but he wanted it like he was.
Sure did.
Ooh.
That was cool.
Oh, get up out of there. Oh, he ain't bad. He's fighting like he means it. Look at there. That's a way to start the morning.
Yes, it is. Good fish.
Nice, heavy. Not quite finished. He's doing circles. Get the dart. Get it to a deep color.
And you look at the size of that bait.
Yeah.
The size of that fish.
And that's,
That's a feeding pike right
yeah,
there.
that's exactly right. And he's kind of got it wrapped up a little bit. I'd love to see him unwrap before I try to grab him. But he's kind of lassoed. I think
I can give you a hand and maybe with the pliers get that.
well, that's kind of exactly what I was thinking was to do.
Keep the hands a little bit.
Yeah, something like that. Boys and girls, do not try this at home. I'm going to slide that over. See if you can unhook that
I'll see if I can
leader.
unlasso him. Getting closer.
Yeah, well, don't get your fingers in there, though.
Yeah, I can tell you that's not good to make that part of the deal. We're getting closer here.
There, that's it. That's the way you do it.
That's right. There we go. See, that's how you do it.
Well, you're good at it. I appreciate that. There's a nice start. Nice chunky fish.
Yeah.
Not a big one, certainly, but...
Full of attitude, that's for sure.
Hey, I'll take it. He hit it like it dropped him out of space.
Yes, he sure did. I'm laughing. You're laughing because you know what's going to happen.
I do. You're going to get a...
And not
Good
5
start.
minutes after releasing my fish.
There we go.
Yeah.
Not a giant one, but
Who cares?
one that's cooperating, taking some bait right now, and we're happy to work with that. There we go.
Yes, sir. Nicely done.
That is actually the fly, believe it or not.
It was a
It
fly.
was a fly. Got a comb I can borrow?
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe a blow dryer.
Yeah.
It's all right. He ate it. Question. If it's okay for Eric to hook a fish just as I'm releasing one, then...
You got him?
I think so.
Nice.
Oh,
There's one. Nice.
there's a fish. Oh, look out here. Right out of the deep part of that weed bed. This is some fish here now.
That's no fair. It's my fish. It's my turn.
Playing middle linebacker on the Esnagami football team. Oh,
That's a nice fish, Beautiful.
wow. And I got to thank Dave Hagen. He gave me that lure, said, hey, just try this. And he handed it to me this morning as we were getting ready to leave. So I did. Dave, you the man. There's your fish, buddy.
That fish is
We're going to slide him over here. Maybe.
Nice fish, partner.
Thank you. Come here. He is really, really thick.
That there is a standard 2x6, maybe
Whoa.
4.
I got to let go. About took my finger off. Come here. That spider wire will cut you,
They
man.
did pass you on that Landing Northern 101 course, right?
Obviously, they were tired of looking at me.
That is a
Oh,
heavy fish.
look at there, boys and girls. The Esnagami wide glide right there. That is a big old good one now. He wasn't getting off. That's that spinnerbait Dave Hagen. Again, Dave, thanks. Let me get a hold of his jaw here. We're not going to touch his gills or just get his jawbone. And we can tail him. Oh, look at that. That's
You know, he's probably only 32 or 3 inches long.
Maybe 34, but
Well, I don't like to overestimate. That's somebody else's job. The bottom line is that's a nice, heavy, thick fish, and he hit it like you dropped him from the sky.
nice.
What do you think, girl?
Beautiful.
Yeah, that is a nice
All
fish.
right. Well, we're going to put him back, so he'll be bigger and nastier when the next guy comes. But this is what it's about. Late fall pike fishing right here at Esnagami. And just so you know, I think officially the bite is on.
The bite is on.
After 2 days of real hot weather. Oh, well.
You got to wait till they're ready to go.
You mean you need to warm them up, huh?
Yeah.
That's nice fish. That's what we're looking for right there. We'll do that over. See that? Repeat. That was sweet. That was a nice one. That's what I come all the way up here for. Good deal. The big pike were definitely starting to feed, but I did have a prior engagement. We had to pull it up, head it back for the lodge. Still, we did get to do some ecotourism along the way.
Eagles?
By 2 o'clock that afternoon, the eagles and the pike were out in force. Unfortunately, I had to head in. I had an appointment with a toothy critter of a whole nother type. And after a long and successful night, we decided we'd go right back out in the morning, get right back on the pike, although I'm not real sure everybody got that memo.
What is this?
It's a walleye.
What are you doing?
I'm supposed to catch walleye right now.
This is the pike portion of the trip. Oh, it's a huge walleye.
I know.
It's a pike show.
I know.
Tina, you know, this is the pike show.
I know.
Pike show. Pike show.
I'll try again.
Hey,
What?
nice fish.
Thanks.
That'd be 25, 26-inch walleye. That thing was
know.
huge. He may have been having a little trouble with species identification, but Eric. What kind of fly is that?
That fish wasn't hungry.
No, he hit a bait half his size, partner. Still nice thick fish. What are you thinking? You sell it off his eyes, he'll go crazy? That's kind of what happens. It's getting better.
What were you thinking, fish?
No doubt.
That's the fish.
That's the bait. That's what I mean.
why we love
It's a nice pike, but that's a 12-inch long bait.
That's why you love pike fishing.
The fish were definitely hitting the big baits, but if you know Eric Lund like I know Eric Lund, well, you know he can't leave that fly rod out of the fight, not for long.
What's going on back there?
We woke up some fish this morning.
I see.
A couple nicer sized fish, and this one here came up. I'm not sure if it's the one we saw, but it's
a big one.
pretty good one.
What I just saw qualifies as pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Look at that.
That is well, what's that he's got on the side?
I don't know. And you don't want to know what's really
Look at
scary?
the one following it.
That's not the big fish that came to the boat.
Get one at a time, or?
One at a time's good fishing.
That's
I always
probably
hear.
smart. A bird in the hand, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that one that came in on this one here was another third bigger than that, at least.
Yeah, this is a big fish,
That's
but
a nice although you're lying there, you're sitting there very, very.
being calm,
Yeah.
and then they leave.
All right, we'll let you do that a little bit more. Just
Yeah, he was all done, right?
well, we do like to get them in and try to release them as quick as possible, but
There is some laundry hanging on that
there's
fish.
some serious laundry on that. Artificial yak hair.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of an inside fly joke. Artificial yak hair is really just a wig.
Yeah, a cheap wig.
Yeah, cheap wig.
But it's working.
Well, if that's what it takes to...
What do you think?
Nice.
He wanted to cut your hair off.
He still does.
There.
That's a dandy.
There we go. That will do.
Yeah.
As you say, till a good one comes along.
Till a good one stops by,
Yeah.
that one right there is going to get her done.
Yeah.
Nice job, boss.
That is a great start to the day. That's a 32, 3 maybe.
I think all day long, maybe 4 or 5.
I'd say close to 10 pounds. That's it.
Nice fish.
Thank you.
Big, fat thing.
I'll take that as a compliment coming from you. You're talking about the fish, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Fly rod or crankbait, spinners or spoons, they'll all catch big pike in the fall in northern Canada. And speaking of northern Canada, you should know it's unpredictable. You can get 80s and 90s one day and then 50s and 60s and sideways rain the next. That's what we saw. But it was all great. There were fish to be had every day, and we went out and pursued them and truly enjoyed it. Hey, I want to thank again Tom and Kim Dewey, their family, for sharing the adventure with us. Certainly Eric and Sue Lund and all of the staff for the great help they give us every time we go there. And a special thanks to Liam Lund for the guide work while we were up there, but I appreciate it. My friends, the seasons change much too fast these days. And despite the rain or the heat, it really doesn't matter. Days in a fish camp are far better than days behind the desk.
Look at that.
So grab your rain gear, your heavy rod, a handful of those big baits, and get up there and give it a try. It's a great adventure and a great time of the year to be up there. And who knows, we might see you there. And if we do, well, you can bet we're going to stop and share a shore lunch, a cup, and a fire. And if I don't see you up there, well, then I'll be right here, so we can share another adventure from my Wilderness Journal. Thanks again, everybody, for another great trip.